This chapter is divided in two parts. Part 1 is laws of nature. Part 2 is golden ratio. Part 1, the laws of nature, explain 12 laws and their advantage as well limitations. Part 2 is all about what is golden ratio, obtaining golden ratio, and presence of golden ratio in universe. Friends, we have talked about mass psychology behind price trends. Have you ever thought that this mass psyche creates by accident or having some logic behind it? Ralph Nelson Elliott considered the law of nature or universal law behind creation of waves. Thus, in this chapter, we are going to study the law of nature and golden ratio. What is law of nature? In short, law of nature can be defined as regularly occurring, apparently inevitable phenomenon, observable in human society, determined by fundamental forces present in nature, is called as law of nature, also called as universal law. There are 12 laws. They are as follows. 1. The law of divine oneness. 2. The law of vibration. 3. The law of action. 4. The law of correspondence. 5. The law of cause and effect. 6. The law of compensation. 7. The law of attraction. 8. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. 9. The law of relativity. 10. The law of polarity. 11. The law of rhythm. 12. The law of gender. Let us study these laws to see how law of nature can relate with price move. The law of divine oneness. Everything is connected to everything, and everyone is connected to everyone. Human beings are with a divine nature, and every thought, belief, word, and action of one's was, is, or will affect every being, that be directly or indirectly. One trader's thought and action, buying or selling, affects other trader, directly or indirectly. This creates momentum in price moves. The law of vibration. In universe, all things are made of energy, and everything vibrates, moves and travels in circular patterns or motions. Nothing rests. Human beings' feelings, emotions, visions, desires, thoughts, dreams, words and wills attract and resonate with energies of similar frequency. Thought of buy or sell attracts other same kind of thought, and resonating create volume and set mood of mass psychology. The law of action. Faith without work is dead. Human beings are constantly engaged in actions that support their words, feelings, vision, thoughts, dreams and emotions. These actions will bring the manifestation of various results which are dependent on their specifically chosen words, thoughts, dreams and emotions. Industries and other large and small business, as well many participants associated with market, are following this law. Companies' results are manifestation of its faith followed by work. These results are one of the driving factor of prices. The law of correspondence. In the physical world, energy, vibration, light and motion have their corresponding principles in the universe. This explains the relationship between the world of the infinite small and the infinite large, also called microcosm and macrocosm respectively. Example of infinite small is electrons revolves around positive charged nucleus. Example of infinite large is Earth and other planets revolves around hot sun. Presence of same kind of small wave move inside large wave called fractals. The law of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance or outside the universal laws. Every cause that is thought, word, or action has an effect, means, result, or consequence. Human beings, with each choice cause, create circumstances effect that align with the choice. It is true, choices create circumstances. Human brain use effect to find out cause, and from cause can anticipate effect. This is part of analysis that traders or investors, by studying structured data, can anticipate price move of future time. Today's investors are so much studious about cause and anticipating future of market. The compensations are the visible effects of human beings' direct and indirect actions carried out throughout their lives. In simple word, each person is compensated in manner what he or she put effort. Therefore, we can't deny the truth behind saying we reap what we sow. Trader or investor will earn or lose means compensate what they had invested, that is, money, time, and energy. Right investment can compensate trader or investor with big reward. Wrong investment can't compensate trader or investor big reward. The law of attraction. Human beings' thoughts, words, feelings, and actions give out energies, which, likewise, attracts like energies. Positive energies attract positive, while negative energies attract negative. This law of attraction shows how human beings create the events, people, and things that come into their lives. Stock market price moves like an uptrend, downtrend, sideways phase, sharp crash, sharp rise, all are not by accident. These are a result of energy, of thought process of millions and billions peoples, which attract the similar kind of result. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is in constant motion. Higher vibration energy consumes lower energies by changing forms. This makes change in form of energy, and energy constantly moves by changing forms. Traders or investors' thoughts, emotions, visions about prices and valuations also vibrates, move and travel in circular pattern. This calls cycles of trends. This law is behind creation of accumulation or distribution patterns before main trend changes. Therefore, every upward wave should be followed downward wave, and downward wave should followed by upward wave, with some change in small degree waves. The law of relativity. Everything in our physical world is only made real by its relationship or comparison to something. Nothing in life has any meaning except for the meaning that we give it. Light only exists because we relate or compare it to dark. Hot can only exist because we relate or compare to cold. Good can only exist because we relate or compare it to bad. Value is there because we compare it with price. Demand is there because we compare with supply. Uptrend is there because we compare it with downtrend. Finally, profit is there because we compare it with loss. Loss. The law of polarity. There are two poles, or opposites, and these opposites are simply different manifestations of the same thing. The difference between the two poles, that is, extremes, of one thing is called polarity. There are degrees of difference between the extremes, or poles. Price level of last uptrend, where people thought it is expensive, now in downtrend, at same price level, people thinks it is cheap. Price is same, but polarity changed. In uptrend, it was expensive, while in downtrend, it's cheap. This set technical logic that previous resistance becomes support. No. The law of rhythm. Everything vibrates and moves to certain rhythms. These rhythms establishes seasons, cycles, stages of development and patterns. Each cycle reflects the regularity of God's universe. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things as rise and fall. We know cycles of economies. There is a high period followed by a low period. The stock market also has definite cycle of uptrend, followed by downtrend. The price patterns on chart is result of this law of gender. The law of gender states that everything has its masculine yang and feminine yin principle, and these are the basis for all creation. There is a balance between the masculine and feminine energies within us. This law decrees everything in nature is of both male and female. Both are required for life to exist. The impulsive moves and corrective move are yang and yin to create waves of price behavior. From last 12 slides, we understood that there is a law of nature behind human activities, and stock market is nothing but large involvement of human activities. Thus, what are we looking on chart during technical analysis like? Small waves, momentum, uptrend, downtrend, volume, profit and loss, price patterns, accumulation and distribution patterns, frattles, impulsion and corrections, time cycles, polarity. All are due to laws of nature only. According to R.N. Elliott, nature's law has always functioned in every human activity. Waves of different degrees occur, whether or not recording machinery is present. When the machinery described below is present, the patterns of waves are perfected and become visible to the experienced eye. This machinery is 1. Extensive commercial activity represented by corporations, whose ownership is widely distributed. 2. A general marketplace, where buyer and seller may contact quickly through representatives. 3. Reliable records and publications of transactions. 4. Adequate statistics available on all matters relating to corporations.